Ahoy friends, welcome to Building the Alpha Dory. Today we're going to be out in the shop scarfing the cutting the scarves for the second number 1 plank and hopefully gluing one of them up as well. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so the first thing to do is as always, strike a right angle line. You can see the end of this board isn't exactly square to the edge of the board. So we'll cut that, and then we'll do the same thing on this board, having to eliminate that spike knot down there. And yeah, then we'll be ready to cut the scarf itself. here's the spike knot right here, which is one of the problems of getting of using quarter sawn pine for planking. You gotta check your board over and make sure you don't have spike knots, because when you're quarter sawing, that's how you get them. If it's slash sawn, then you're just going to get a knot hole. You won't get a spike, which is this sort of elongated cut along the diagonal of the knot. So I'm always surprised that you can get winded sawing, but I suppose it's the same as running. You're just doing it with your arms instead of your legs.
slight update on the ferals. Oh, you.
Alright, so I'm measuring back the 5 inches here. For that scarf joint. And I'll also mark the 4 inch, just sort of as a guide for myself so I don't go beyond there with the pads in. wedge clamp only really works when you're hammering towards the door with the adds in towards the door. We're actually pretty close with the swirly grain here. I don't want to go too much closer to the feather edge. Pretty close to it. Yeah. Alright, that's the bulk of it right there. It's good. Yes, I've just been planning a trip with Centennial to Gloucester. It's about 3 weeks away, but looking at the tide charts and figuring out when I want to leave where and what time I'm hoping to shove off and arrive in harbor. Kind of trying to time that with what the tides are going to be, and then the wind is the big, or the weather is the big question mark on any of these trips. You can time the tide a year in advance, and it's more reliable than an outboard motor or whatever. But the weather, you can only time, well, sometimes 2 or 3 or 4 days in advance, but sometimes you get out there and it's different than what they said. So sometimes it's a as you go type of thing. As long as you know what the tides are, then you've got half the battle. You can kind of pick your battlefield, and then whatever the weather happens to do, you kind of adjust your plan for that. So I'm thinking about putting the boat in. This is all happening Labor Day weekend as the schooner races at Gloucester, so I'm thinking about putting the boat in about a week and a half before. That Thursday or Wednesday, and then I'll have everything I want aboard for the 2 weeks by Friday afternoon. So when I get out of work, I can just head down to the boat and shove off, and should be an outgoing tide. So get down to Ipswich hopefully before nightfall. Drop anchor down there, and then if it's really good, maybe even if I got a fair wind or whatever, maybe even get across some of Ipswich Bay over to the hole in the wall at Lanes Cove. Near the rock pile there, or who knows, possibly even around to Rockport if the wind was really screaming and from the right direction, which would be the northwest. So yeah, but always a bit of an adventure. And then the next day, whether I'm in Ipswich or Rockport, I'd up anchor and hopefully with the sun, ride the tide out of the river's mouth and get myself up into Gloucester, hopefully by noontime or so. Duck into one of the local ice cream sellers and grab something to cool off, because usually you're out in the sun quite a bit during these passages. And then just chill over in Gloucester for the weekend, get out sailing a bunch. Maybe get over to the Historical Society there take a wander around their collection. And then head back to the house to grab the truck either Sunday afternoon, or I don't know, maybe try and get to work in Essex Monday from Gloucester and then head back from there. We'll see. That's sort of thing I can play by ear as long as I've got the Boston train schedule. I can time my trip back pretty easily and just see who's in town, who I want to meet up with for friends, and see if anything else is going on, and then just head back. But yeah, it should be a great weekend. Supposedly Columbia is going to be in harbor, so that could be fun. And then who else? American Eagle. I'm not sure if Blue Nose is going to make it down this year. There may still be some sort of COVID stuff going on with the borders and the passports and all of that other COVID. Those COVID regulations, out of an overabundance of caution. So we'll see about all that, but if Columbia can make it, it'll be a good first year back after the plague. Trim this back a little bit. And see where this is starting to break out here. Alright, so I'll just I'll cut this off and then I'll shave everything else back to this line here. 'Cause it's starting to break out on the grain right here where I took out a knot. Thanks for stopping by and see you next time building the Alpha Dory.